What's up? I'm back. 2 days late. I know I promised you it wouldn't happen again, but it didn't. But I have a perfectly good explanation. So, on Saturday, what did I do Saturday? There was actually something that I did on Saturday, and I can't remember what it was. Either way, I was very, very busy. I remember I was very busy. And then on Sunday, I was like, you know what? I didn't get to do a podcast on Saturday. No. You know what happened is, so I was supposed to do one Saturday, right? And then I had a guest in mind that I wanted to bring on. And on top of that, I was busy. So we were like trying to figure out like the best time to like squeeze them in with both of our schedules, because we're both crazy busy people. And they couldn't make it. Or really the schedule thing wouldn't work out. So Saturday was didn't get to do one. And then so Sunday came around and I was like, you know what? I didn't get to do a podcast yesterday. I should probably do a podcast now. And then, I mean, it was Super Bowl Sunday. I'm like, first of all, no one's going to listen to it. And then I'd rather give out my idea of how good the football game was. So I didn't do one Sunday. Yesterday, got off work, went to go fix the sound, because remember last episode, which I'm going to come back to, the sound was messed up. So Monday comes around and I'm trying to figure out how to freaking fix the sound, which I'm glad that person couldn't come on Saturday, because I would have had to sit here like an hour trying to figure it out anyways. I legit spent an hour trying to fix that audio. Don't know why it was doing that, don't know how it was doing that, and don't know how I fixed it, but I did, and we're back. And that's basically it. Now, going back to the stupid audio thing. All right. Now, not a lot of stuff makes me pissed. Not a lot of stuff. It takes a little bit of time to get me worked up. And something did. So, the audio sucked. I'm sorry that anybody who had to listen to that, or if you're looking forward to that episode and then you couldn't hear it, I'm sorry. I don't know what did it. I don't know what was going on with my software. Software? I did fix it, though, and we're back. But there was one thing that irked me and got under my skin from that whole thing, other than the sound being messed up and me being pissed that the sound was messed up, because I was very excited for the episode, and we're going to have to redo it. Brayden, Trent, next time you get a chance, we'll do it again, and we'll have the sound fixed. It's unfortunate, but I still put the sound out, because I put the podcast out, because if you want to listen and you're a true kiddo, you're going to grind through that terrible sound and you're still going to hear that beautiful substance. So, anyways, I got pissed. So, at the beginning of the episode, I went back afterwards. When I got back to my normal studio, I had the right thing. I had kind of fixed it. For some reason, the sound wasn't messed up then. Don't know how. But I record a little bit saying, I'm sorry for the sound being messed up. I wasn't in my normal studio, which I wasn't. I was in a place not suited to do a podcast. And the audio on top of that was just So, or the software was messed up. So I put that little message out at the beginning. I go back the next day, right? And I'm going through the comments. And there was one person, and I know the person personally, and I know you're probably listening to this. I'm not going to say your name, but they actually went down to comment and say, you know what? I'm pulling it up. In the meantime, there is a good chance that my girlfriend comes in during the middle of this, and she's probably going to be awkward. No, I take that back. She won't be awkward because she's super good socially, but she'll probably be like, don't know what to do about the podcast, and I don't have my other mic plugged in, so she probably won't be able to hop in. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. Didn't plan ahead. That's my life. I am supposed to do stuff, kids, and that's the way it's going to be. And I'm searching this stupid comment. There it's playing. Didn't want it to play. Here we are. It's really static. And the it sounds like a sonar radar. All right. Here's the thing. Now, if you're on YouTube, that means I know that you clicked play on the video and you heard the intro that was perfectly clear sounded, that said, I'm sorry for the sound being messed up. I did everything I could to fix it and make it sound bearable. It won't happen again. They heard that and then listened to like the first like minute of the actual podcast and then paused that to go down and comment that. Shit. All right? That's what I got to say. Shit. Because you heard the intro and then you still went and commented like as if I didn't know. Oh, boy, was I mad. And to that person, I know you personally, and you're probably listening to this, and you're like, whoa, what the heck, man? I didn't know. Get out of the tribe, all right? You're not part of it anymore. Because you proved that you can only make baskets in this tribe. All right? You can only make baskets. Now I'm pissed. Oh, now I'm triggered again just thinking about it and reading that again. I don't know why that pissed me off. It really shouldn't piss me off because it's something so small, and I probably should be mature enough to not bring it on the podcast, but I don't care. It's my podcast. I can do whatever I want with it. Speaking of doing whatever I want with it, I'm going to get a camera. It's time. Look, you guys are great. You guys have been donating. If you haven't donated yet, just note that there are people who have donated and you're behind. And the one thing about your fearless tribe leader is he doesn't forget. All right? So I'm never going to forget if you donate. I'm going to know you forever, and you're going to be rewarded. Now, if you don't send in money, I'm going to remember that you didn't spend the money when we're on the island. I'm going to be like, I'm going to print out stickers. Or you know what? We're all going to get tattoos. And if you were a person who donated, you get a tattoo whatever you want. And you know what? It's going to involve you being a leader, and everyone's going to know that you donated. And when they want to go get a tattoo, they won't be able to because I'm going to say, I don't remember you donating. So, anyways, people did donate. And it's such a good amount that I'm going to get a camera. And we're going to start filming. And the big reason why I wanted to get the camera first before the merchandise and that kind of thing is because iTunes and Spotify, the uploading is easy. I could do it. It's just weird and complicated. The episodes that I have like gotten in the system to where it would upload, iTunes and Spotify, for some reason, I don't know what it is, and I'm not smart enough to figure it out. It's just too difficult for it to be a regular thing for some reason. But I'm doing all the steps. I don't know what the problem is. And also my computer is just crap. So that's probably the thing I'm going to end up getting after the camera. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm not putting on iTunes or Spotify yet, that doesn't mean it won't happen, just not right now. And it's only on YouTube. It's kind of stressful because I get it. Or it's not stressful. It's just annoying because I get it. I used to watch podcasts, or I do watch podcasts on YouTube. And it sucks, like, if you're just listening and you're like, oh, you get a text or whatever, and then you have to go answer the text, but like the podcast shuts off because it's on YouTube unless you have YouTube Red. It's just annoying. So I'm gonna try, especially when you can't watch anything. It's just the blank screen basically. So yeah, it's just annoying, and we're gonna upgrade that as soon as I get the whole camera thing figured out. I don't know when exactly that's gonna happen, but it's on my list of to-dos very soon. And I think what I'm going to do is, instead of like making it the Joe Knows podcast, which basically still is a podcast, I'm just going to make it the Joe Knows show. And you can go on YouTube and watch the Joe Knows show. And I'm going to release episodes, and I'm going to make a cool little setup. And I'm just going to let that evolve. So it's a little bit more enjoyable. You can sit and watch. I want to be able to get a monitor behind me so that I can like look up clips and look up stuff, and you can like actually see what I'm talking about. That's just my next goal. I think that'll be the coolest thing. But I have not 100% counted out Spotify and iTunes. We're gonna get that figured out soon enough. But yeah, keep donating, and then we can get moving faster. And I lost my phone. I don't know where it is. I got too raged from that stupid comment, and now I found it. I found it. Yeah, that was that comment pissed me off. I was watching a podcast and the person was talking about Oprah, which I've never watched Oprah ever in my life. Don't know anything about her. Don't know really what the show is. I've seen like memes and stuff. But she has this thing called the Oprah's O List, which again, don't really know what it is. I only read about it like quickly because he mentioned the O List. Like he was doing an ad for Quip, I think it's like this toothbrush, and he was like, oh yeah, it's on Oprah's O List. I'm like, what's Oprah's O List? And it's just, yeah, she has a list of stuff that she suggests basically. But I was like, that's a cool concept, and I'm gonna make a Joe list, just stuff I like, so that you guys know the Joe list. And so yeah, and you know what's on the Joe list first? You. As cheesy and as that sounds, you guys are all the first on my Joe list because I care about you guys and I'm thankful for you guys. And you guys are my favorite, and I suggest all of you to everybody else because you guys are great people. Dude, Gus Morantos, please get rid of the mustache because here's the thing: it was cool when it was growing in, Gus. It was cool when it was growing in, and now it's gotten to the point where it just stopped growing and it doesn't look good. Like if it just kept going, it had potential, but it stopped. I think it's been the same length. And here's the thing. I know you're not trimming it, Gus. I know you're not trimming it. Knowing you, you're not trimming it. It just stopped growing. It stopped. If your mustache stops before it's full, you got to shave it. Wait a few more years or do something to get it to grow. And that's it. That's also something I wanted to rant about today because I saw that on his Snapchat and I said, bro, your mustache has looked the same for 8 months. Seriously, it's looked the same for 8 months. A whole year of almost of it looking exactly the same without you trimming it or doing anything to it. You need to shave it. You gotta shave it. I want to talk about the Super Bowl. One more thing before I talk about the Super Bowl because I'm gonna get on an endless trail of before the Super Bowl and I'm gonna forget this thing. I got a bunch of like messages from people, and they were like, "Oh, they're all adults, mind you, they're all grown people." Which I feel awkward with them listening to my podcast because I feel like it doesn't apply to many of them. Anyways, they messaged me on Facebook and they're like, "Hey, why don't you ever share your stuff on Facebook anymore? Or like, why don't you update when like there's a new episode and put on Facebook?" Here's the thing: I hate Facebook with all of my heart. And the first I think I released the first two. I manned up and did the second one. After I did like the first one, dude, I got so much freaking negativity and hate from all these old people. It's ridiculous. And like they Zion's walking in. Hi, Zion. So I had all these grown people messaging me and being like, I like listening to the podcast, but you really shouldn't cuss. Or I'd get people on the podcast, or they'll say, I listened to you on the podcast, and it just, like, hurt my heart to know that, like, I don't know. I don't even remember. It was weird stuff that was just uncomfortable. And, like, stuff like, what do you respond to? Like, sorry, don't listen. It was weird. So I stopped putting it on Facebook because I wanted to stop dealing with annoying people in their 40s who, whatever, don't listen. Don't listen. Plain and simple. And the thing is like when I got a notification from saying that person, well, it was multiple people, but like those people messaged me, I knew already what it was because I just know who those people are and they're just negative people. Facebook just sucks in general. Facebook is garbage. It's basically Twitter for old people. Like you just go on and they state their stupid, pointless opinions on politics and random stuff, and like all I've seen on Facebook is crap about like abortion and what else, the Super Bowl. And the thing is, it's like anything that has to do with politics, it's always so dramatic and so one-sided and really bad quality photos. And same with the memes. They're just cheesy memes that are only funny to people who are like 60 and older. And it's so unoriginal. So I'm just never on Facebook. I go on Facebook because I know there's specific people who retweet funny stuff, and that's it. Other than that, it's simply to see if my mom, my grandparents, any close people post stuff. I want to see it. That's it. Other than that, screw Facebook. I'm just pissed. It's just all cheesy memes about Hillary Clinton and Trump. You know what? Like, the election happened years ago. Get over it. If you wanted Hillary to win, get over it. Trump won. If you don't like Trump, get over it. If you love Trump, no one cares. All right? Just put MAGA as your bio on Facebook. If that's all your Facebook is going to consist of. Ugh, it just bothers the crap out of me. I don't even have a political side. I don't care. And that's kind of the thing, is I don't care. But, like, I thought about it. I was like, okay, maybe the reason it pisses me off is because I don't care. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, if I did care, those posts, instead of just annoying me, they would trigger me. Or they would make me, like, supportive of something stupid, which is like posting your stupid opinion on Facebook. It doesn't matter. Not making a difference at all. Go make a difference. But the one way you're not going to make a difference is by posting some stupid memes on Facebook or your stupid, one-sided, illogical, closed-minded opinion. I hate Facebook. Well, you know what else I hate about Facebook is it's the only platform where you'll see like the share if you love Jesus memes, or those make me laugh, dude. And I like, believe me, I like have nothing against religion. If you're religious, if you know me, you know my religious, preference or whatever. So like, it's not against religion. I'm not at all atheist whatsoever. But I hate those memes because that's so dumb. That's so dumb. You think the thing that, like, you think that because you're on Facebook and you see like a post that says share if you love Jesus, and you don't share it, that God's gonna be like, I'm gonna remember that. The last thing Jesus is thinking about is Facebook. If anything, Jesus wants Facebook to end because it's just the worst. Or like, I saw one that said the devil wants you to ignore this post, but Jesus wants you to share. So like, if you scroll past it, it's like, it means like you're on the devil's side. You want the devil to win. So stupid. And it's always predictable, people who share those. Stop sharing those. Stop plaguing my feed with bull. Ugh, it's so annoying. It's all so annoying. Facebook, everything about Facebook is annoying. Plain and simple, it's all annoying. Everyone on Facebook is annoying. If you share your opinion on Facebook, you're annoying. I hate Facebook. Get off of it. Make that. And the funny thing is, old people love Facebook. Do you know what Facebook was made for? It was Tinder. That's what Facebook was made for. Is for college guys to go on and rate chicks. That's all it was made for. And then I forget the dude's name, guy who made Mark Zuckerberg. He got some heat for that. Changed it. Made Facebook their social media. Social media is now a thing. Go on Instagram. You don't see that crap on Instagram. Now, if you listen to this and you're like, you know what? Maybe he's right. I shouldn't be on Facebook anymore. I'm going to go to Instagram. And the moment I see a share if you love Jesus post meme on Instagram, I'm throwing my phone away. I'm throwing my phone away because that means the world's over. That's the way the world's over. Officially, like, I need to put a blindfold on because the world's over. It's time for Bird Box. Which I honestly think, here I have a couple theories of how the world's going to end. One is the Ready Player One concept. And like, if you haven't seen Ready Player One, go watch it. It's a good movie. But like, this idea that eventually our planet is going to be so screwed and nasty and polluted and almost uninhabitable that we're basically going to just be like, and we're going to put VR headsets on, and we're just going to live in a completely different area. A different place, different universe, everything. And we're just going to plug out from the real world and plug into this fake world. And that's going to become reality for us. I honestly believe that's probably what's going to happen. Second thing is I here I don't know if it's so much a theory, but it's an idea. Like or like not an idea, because when you hear it you're going to be like, "Oh, he thinks about that stuff." I do think about this kind of stuff, but I like it's never either way. Maybe there's something on our smartphones, like there could be this dude that works at Apple, and he knows that there's this like hidden back way button, and you can click that button and it makes every iPhone like electrocute or like explode. Basically, like, imagine like that would be the biggest like mass murder genocide that anyone could ever do, is if someone like found this button and you press the button and it killed everybody with an iPhone, which would be like over half all of the world's population, way over half. That would be a crazy reset for this whole planet. Like, could you imagine if like that many people were just gone, and there was everyone who didn't have an iPhone that survived? Dude, it's like, I think that's every Galaxy owner's dream. If you own an Android, you pray for that. Third one, I think Bod Box? Boxbird? No. Bird Box. And you're going to probably be like, really? The movie wasn't even that good? Or you're still on this stupid Bird Box trend? No. Because there's a part that everybody overlooked. Everybody's talking about it. It's a metaphor for everybody ignoring people with depression or people who like commit suicide. It's all people about ignoring that and not seeing that goes on. Which, sure. But like, everyone's looking past of like what the movie really is about. And like, there's Charlie. He's the guy who's writing the book, and he's like the end of the world nerd. And he said, like, the way he explains what's happening is like, it's true. Like, every single religion, belief, whatever, it all has some sort of its own version of an end. And they all kind of coexist into one similar idea. And that's basically that like the like demons will have the rights over this world, which they don't right now, but they will. And that'll be the end of mankind. I perfectly believe that. Any religion you have, that, and that's exactly what happens. Almost all religions, they all have this, or not even just religions, but like cultures. They believe that that's the end, is somehow evil takes over the world, which inevitably in all religions, that's basically what happens. So pretty crazy. And my lady's here. Come in! I may or may not be doing a podcast episode, and may or may not have forgotten to tell you that I'm doing a podcast episode. Okay. But I'm almost done. I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl, okay, and then I'm done. Cool. She says cool. I don't even have the other mic hooked up, or else I would just tell you to say hello. But that, I know that's probably... Anyways, I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. Probably going to edit a lot of this out. So the Super Bowl. Everyone's talking about how boring the Super Bowl was, and I beg to differ, because if you found that game boring, it's because you don't really I wouldn't say understand football, but like you don't have a love for like what football is. And if you were going into that game excited that a bunch of teams are going to score, that's like, sure, that's exciting to watch if you don't really care about football, but that was just a great game. Like, for a Super Bowl, that was a great game because every play mattered, and you can tell that before every snap, before the ball was even snapped, you could just tell that like every single drive, every single play mattered. Super good defensive game, which wasn't a surprise. I mean, from the Patriots, I think it was more, they had I think it was more offensive fault on the Rams more than like a defensive triumph for the Patriots. Because the Rams were in a very basic offense. Sean McVay, the head coach, he basically is telling Jared Goff where to throw the ball up to 15 seconds on the play clock. So Jared Goff already has an idea where he's throwing. He's going to look that way. And Bill Belichick knows this, so he's going to basically cover all their main threats. And Jared Goff just isn't mature enough, isn't experienced enough to make those reads of like, okay, this guy's not there, my second guy isn't there. And, that option of looking for the third option or just dumping it. And by that point, the defensive line is to him. Like, he doesn't have time to figure that out. And that's just inexperience. I mean, it's his second year? And first Super Bowl. Like, it's hard. It's not, especially against a Bill Belichick defense. But I think that was the problem. They didn't use Gurley enough at all. And he just didn't look good. Even when he did have the ball, he didn't look the same as he did all season. And yeah, it killed him. Like, I think you could tell from the beginning that they weren't going to be able to run the ball, and Sean McVay immediately panicked, especially since once New England got ahead. Like, I think he just wanted to panic mode and he wanted to throw the football and score points, and that's just not really how their offense works. That's not what Jared Goff was planning on doing coming into the game, I bet. And then the Patriots, Tom Brady didn't have a great game, but he made throws that counted. His interception, that was just unlucky throw. It wasn't a terrible throw. It wasn't a bad decision. Just, it happens. Those picks happen to anybody. All around MVP is Julian Edelman for sure. Now, I didn't like Julian Edelman before this game. Wasn't a big fan. I think he was really overrated coming in to this game. And I think that everyone kind of thought this guy's just good because Tom Brady's good. But they say the same thing about Chris Hogan, and Chris Hogan didn't have a single catch. All game he had 2 targets and 0 catches. So that's not necessarily the case. Julian Edelman just was always open all game. There wasn't one thing that could stop him from getting open, and he ran they just had him on option routes all game long. And that was how they won the game. Is the Rams, they couldn't get their D-line, I called it. I said the only way that the Rams win is if the D-line can get to Brady before Brady can make a throw. But I said Brady is so fast at getting rid of the ball, that's not going to happen. So I knew the Patriots are going to win. I didn't think that they were going to win by a lot, but I knew the Patriots are going to win because of that reason. And they just couldn't get to him in time. Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, they couldn't get to him in time because Brady already had someone open. And that was always going to be Edelman because Edelman was running all these underneath option routes, and he just found soft spots in the defense and could make plays. And that worked perfect. That offensive plan was perfect because Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib are, of course, going to lock down Brandon Cooks. And their safeties are going to double team Brandon Cooks because Brandon Cooks is freaking athletic. He's going to make big plays. I think they took away the whole opportunity for them to make big plays by covering Brandon Cooks. Who was the other guy? I don't even remember. Chris Hogan. They covered Chris Hogan all game. You could see that. And it just left Gronk and Edelman. Oh, Gronk, too. They double-teamed Gronk. And it just left Edelman open the whole game. And that's really, they were just able to get first down after first down after first down and barely win the game. It was a good game. I really did enjoy it. But yeah, that's my review. Now I'm going to go before this sweet lady gets bored and wants to leave me. So I'm going to sign off on this podcast. Thank you for listening.